every year, Adizes Institute, Worldwide Professional Council, they are gathering together and searching for the company, not in Lithuania, around the world, looking which company during the previous year put much effort, to use Adizes methodology, and not only to use methodology, but also to reach and to get exceptional results out of that. And in a couple of years ago in Guadalajara, Teltonica has been receiving the Company of the Year award. So we are very proud to be in this place because, you see the traditions are continuing. And this year, the award for Company of the Year received also Lithuanian company. And it's nothing to do with what a convention is in Lithuania. People might think like that. Sorry, so it's a perception, but in reality, the company which received the award is going to be right in a minute invited to this stage. But I would like to say a few words about that company. It was a long story. First of all, the company has two main shareholders. And first shareholder, he came to our leadership academy, as we call, in Trakai, number of years ago. And after participating in the training of Adizes methodology for founders and CEOs, he said, wow, this is really, Sharunas is sitting here. So he said, well, it's really working. And so I would like to convince another shareholder, who is a CEO of the organization, also to join. It took some time until Romas, the other shareholder, decided to come. But when he came, it started to go like that. And we started 1.5 years ago, and the company been implementing, different steps of Adizes methodology. They did a SINDAC, organizational diagnosis. Based on that, they created POC. They created a senior teams. We created together, the mission action plan, the grand strategy, structure, black books, the goals, decision-making matrix. And, during that journey, number of our associates been participating, helping with that journey. We saw incredible changes in the organization. At the beginning, then it's a construction company. So you can imagine, tough guys, so a very P-oriented organization. And it looked like it would be very uneasy to implement methodology. What happened, they really took that seriously. And that's also because, I would say, a big portion because of their leadership. They really wanted to do that. And when they started to implement, the meetings started to be completely different. So when you've been coming in the meetings at the beginning, you had a lot of discussions or silence, etc. Now, you feel they're coming together, they still debate, it's still conflict, as Dr. Adizes has been saying, but constructive conflict. They are discussing, they are making decisions, and everything goes very smoothly. So I'm not going to tell statistics how much they did, but they did really incredible journey, and also results been also growing, and it's tangible and intangible at the same time. So that's why I would like now, first of all, to invite to the stage Dr. Adizes, what he would give that special award to the CEO of the Company of the Year. And I would like to ask Romas Paliulis, CEO of Gilesta, to come on the stage and receive that award.
Directors, I wanted to share this. Okay, so you did it, huh? Yes. Now let me tell you something. When I finished my doctoral dissertation, I went to see the chairman of my department. And he looked at me and says, Dr. Adizes, this is not the end. This is the beginning. Yes. This is not the end. This is the beginning.
Thank you. Congratulations. Let's take a picture. Thank you.
Okay, here we go.
Yes. Yes, I am a little bit experienced. So, my name is Romas Paliulis. I am founder and one of owners of own construction company Gilesta. First of all, I would like to thank you. Thank you for this award. Thank you for seeing our works. Thank you for this moment. Really, we work hard every day. We make many decisions. Sometimes we think it's good or it's bad. Inside, we feel that Adizes help us grow up. It shows that others, our progress. Thank you for this. And it us will give more strength to move forward. I want to say all the teams, use Adizes. Use it with heart. Use it honestly. It really gives great results. Thank you. Now I would like to invite our communication specialist to take a short story about Gilesta and Adizes.
So, hello everyone. As Romas mentioned, my name is Juste. I take care of public relations of Gilesta, which basically means I'm taking care of our company's reputation. And to say something shortly from myself is that there cannot be anything better for a person working in my field to work with the company and with the team who not only cares how they look outside, but who is also actually making very tangible changes inside the organization to actually be the best ones. So I would like to really shortly, briefly share what kind of transformation this sincere and very honest implementation of Adizes has brought to Gilesta. But I think that in order to do so, you need to know us a little bit, because in order to understand the change, the impact this methodology gave us, you need to understand who we are and what we are living in our day-to-day life. So if I spoke in a corporate language, I can say that we are a modern and reliable company providing general contracting and construction services. But of course, that doesn't say a lot. I think that our work speaks the best for us, because now we are one of the leading general contractors in the country, building very complex, multifunctional, and a lot of times actually historical objects. So here are just a few of them very shortly, without going into details too deep. First one is the Special Purpose Military Unit for the Ministry of Defense. So the interesting parts for me, the person working in PR, so I think that it can be more interesting for people who are not in a construction business, is that you have to understand that when we got the opportunity to build this complex, there weren't a lot of expertise in the market, how to build military units, the buildings which has to serve for the military. So what we had to do, we had to analyze very deeply and understand, for example, how the military officers will be moving across the unit, how different kind of transportation will be moving, and make decisions based on that in order to make it fully functional and having a really long durability, because that was one of the main tasks. And what is very interesting here also, that we managed to build it in 1 year. And you can see that the complex itself is kind of a huge thing. Another one is totally different, from totally different opera. This is a resort complex in Lithuania, and it is called Aksominės Kopos. And what is very important and very interesting is that we couldn't build it from the scratch. Our task was to transform this very old holiday camp into the luxury resort without any demolition, which, as you can understand, brings a lot of challenges for us, because we have these bold architectural ideas how this luxury complex should look. Then we have all the challenges, okay, so how to make the engineering networks, for example, on already existing construction. So to be honest, at the beginning, what my colleagues told me, that it was a challenge. It looked like a giant challenge, which is very difficult to overcome. But we managed it. We know that people who are visiting this complex right now are amazed But next to that, we also got the international recognition for this complex, because this project was featured at the Sotheby's event in London and published in Reside magazine. So all our projects are very important, and we are proud of all of them. But this one, due to the challenge plus the recognition, has some special part in our hearts. Yeah, here you can see a little bit more from how beautiful it is in the middle of the nature. The third one, and you may ask, why am I presenting a warehouse building? Because this looks like such an easy and boring thing to present. But there are two things why we wanted to tell you shortly about this. So first of all, I would like you to pay attention to the area, which is the building is 47,000 square meters. So it's giant. You can imagine a Wembley Stadium, you can imagine a Pyramid of Giza, and this is the size of the building. And the second reason why I wanted to mention it, that at the end of 2024, in December last year, we got the permit for construction, and now we are in 2025 June, and already we have all the foundations and structures in place. We're working on the roof. You can see here how it looked not long ago. So this shows the speed, and the efficiency, how the team manages actually to work. And the last one, which I would like to speak about, is the National Concert Hall. This was one of the biggest public construction tenders in Lithuania's history. We are very happy and very proud that we managed to win it and to build this thing, because this is very meaningful for us. We see a lot of meaning in this job because we believe that this project, this National Concert Hall, will bring world-class musicians, orchestras, performers, and artists to our beautiful capital of Lithuania. The task also is very difficult. We are speaking honestly, it's not easy, because what we have to do, so of course, top-tier construction level, but also the acoustic standards, which, as you can see from other projects I presented, it's totally different task to manage and to make. So even from these few projects, because we have loads of them, you can see that the range of the objects are very different, which brings a lot of different challenges, at the same time as working with like a really, really big amount of teams, big amount of companies, big amount of different people at the same time, making decisions together and having teamwork. So that's not easy. Work in Gilesta is not an easy thing to do. And at the same time, what we really want to, of course, like every single company, we want to keep growing. It means not losing this long-term future vision. And sometimes, as everyone knows, when you are getting into day-to-day tasks very deeply, sometimes you just lose the direction. Okay, so here we can come to the first question which I would like to address today, is why and how did we decide to implement Adizes? And in order to answer, I would like to bring you back to 2021. Of course, Virginijus, where is he, gave a little bit of a hint about what I am going to say, so I will try to be short here, because you already heard a part of the story. So in 2021, Gilesta was accelerating very rapidly. It means that we were growing, and we saw the growth coming. We saw the objects which are coming, the projects, the tenders. We understood that we will be forced, we will have to increase the number of the team in the office, increase the number of the workers on site for the construction. And we understood that how we are working right now, it's not enough. It's not going to be enough. We will fall apart if we don't have some stronger structure and understanding how this organization has to function. So we tried ourselves to draw the organizational charts, to try to understand how the department should interact. But we understood that we are getting stuck here. So we started to look for some help outside the organization. And this was when Šarūnas, another owner of the company, in 2022 attended this Change Academy. He, as Virginijus mentioned, he immediately understood that that's the answer. This is the answer for all our questions. We just need to take it and use it. But it took 1 year for Romas to participate in such presentation. So in September of 2023, he participated, and he understood that we don't need to reinvent the wheel. Everything is already invented. There are formulas in other organizations which are proven working. We just need to take it and use it. So this is what we did. After 2 months of Romas participating, we kicked off the implementation of Adizes in Gilesta. But there are two things which I also really want to mention here. One of them is that in Gilesta, when we do something, we do it fully. and this is totally the same way we approached Adizes methodology, because we applied it to every single activity, every single process, and we followed every single step of the methodology. I think this is part of success, why today I'm standing here. And the second thing is that, of course, there were challenges in the phase of kicking off, of starting. Because imagine you have an office team which has like loads of work, because company is growing, projects are coming, projects are different. And then two bosses are coming and saying, okay, so now we're going to change everything. We're going to change the structure. We're going to change how we are working. We will need your additional time. We will need your energy and your brain capacity and everything. So of course that the reaction of the team initially wasn't very good, because people just saw this as, okay, this is another thing to do, which is not my direct work. But as the leaders of the company, Romas and Šarūnas, really believed in Adizes. They actually dedicated a lot of time in explaining, in convincing. This was not only like meetings for all the company, sometimes it was even one-on-one meetings, explaining how implementing this methodology can bring better results, not only for the company, but also for each and every individual who is working in the company. And they managed to convince people, and everyone said, okay, let's do it. Let's kick off this thing. So then we started. So today, I don't want to share exactly how we went through the process, because I believe that all of you are the best experts of Adizes, and this is totally not needed. I just want to shortly tell where we are right now in terms of the implementation itself, so you understand what we have already done. So again, Virginijus mentioned a bit, but we finished the company structure, responsibilities, decision matrix, the black book. Now we are working on the salary system implementation. We identified at the beginning 183 PIPs, from which 24 senior teams were born, established, and now we still have 7 of them active. But I think that what's more interesting is to hear the impact side, what impact we see in the company of implementation of this methodology. So I wouldn't say this was a chaos, but we, before Adizes, we had the structure, of course, but we weren't satisfied with it. It didn't work as we wanted it to work, and we understood that in the future it's not going to be working even more due to growing company and people and so on. So following the steps of the methodology, we completely redesigned our organizational structure, clarified responsibilities, internal communication changed, decision-making matrices, and so on. We spent really a lot of time defining all these things and looked at it very responsibly and, attentive. But what is interesting here, that from this whole process, quite a few new departments were created. Of course, some of them were just restructurized old ones, but also we had totally new departments created from this process, which became like new branches of the business. For example, during this process, after 1 year of implementing Adizes, we realized that we actually want to do it. We have a vision, we have people, we have the know-how, and we wanted to establish the energy department. So now, energy department is fully functioning. It's working in Germany. It has several projects there already, and we see this as a way to expand our business. So what it tells for us that Adizes not only put things in order in our organization, not made it more clear. It also gave the possibilities to make some visions a reality, just due to all the tools of discussions, due to all the tools of how we interact with each other. Because we managed to have effective discussions and make very, very easy decisions. Well, easy is not the word, but more easy and more clear, in order to make even such new visions a reality. Another part of impact, and another part, like a layer of Adizes implementation in Gilesta, is about internal motivation and how people make decisions and want to do it. So before Adizes, everything came down to 2 people. It was Romas and Šarūnas. One or both of them were participating in every single meeting, every single decision-making, and sometimes even running around the construction sites. It was clear that we cannot go on like this. It's impossible, because the whole success of the company cannot rest on 2 people's faces, 2 people's names, and 2 people's expertise and brain capacity. It doesn't matter how deep this expertise is, but 2 people just cannot do it. And also, what is more, that both owners really wanted, I think, as every owner of every company, for all the employees to take care about the success of the company as much as they do. But at that time, they couldn't find tools. They couldn't find ways how to motivate people to be as driven about the success of the company as they were. So today, thanks to restructurized organization, we are a lot flatter company. This means that people know very well which decisions they can make, when they can make them, and how they can make them. And this leads to a lot higher level of motivation, to actually make decisions, because when the people and when the person understands that his decision is directly connected to the outcome, his decision is directly connected to the success of the company, he has a lot more joy in doing this decision, because he feels like he's an important and strong part of the company. This is what Dr. Adizes said about the rowing the boat, and that everyone is in the same boat. So Adizes methodology gave us the tools how to actually motivate people to feel like they are the part of this company. And actually this tuning all the process of our team let us grow not only in people, in some numbers and projects, but also in very measurable efficiency metrics and results. So here you can see the income statistics. You can see it's growing, but I think that what tells the most about efficiency is profitability. And the numbers of profitability looked like this. 2023, it was 3.1%. 2024, it was 5.9%. And this year, we are planning 7% of profitability, which shows that we are winning on all the possible levels of the company. And we are sure that this is thanks to everything we did based on the methodology of Adizes, because the team enjoys their work, they do it more efficiently, and the company is growing in all the possible indicators. So everyone knows that more heads is better than one, but sometimes it's really, really difficult to actually implement it in real life and make all of those heads work in the same direction. So thanks to this thorough implementation of Adizes, we managed to do it, and now we're just reaping the benefits and keeping going on with the methodology. Another part is shortly about decision making, because I'm speaking a lot about in theory how this happens, how it helps us, blah, blah, blah. But I think that in order to understand this better, I would like to share very, very short example of decision making in Gilesta, in our company. This is very simple situation, but those situations in the long term mean a lot to the success in the company. And this happens constantly. So imagine we have a construction manager, Giedrius, who now is between two projects. He needs to finish one project and he needs to start another project. Both projects have project managers, of course. Project manager of the one which has to be finished really wants Giedrius to spend a lot of time to finish everything thoroughly and smoothly till the last dot, so he doesn't have any problems later. Another project manager, of course, wants Giedrius to start now, here, and as fast as possible. So this is like a conflict programmed. And we think that before Adizes, before knowing that, first of all, we need time, we need to just sit down and speak normally about this situation and find the best solution. Without having the tools of effective discussion, we would end up in a big problem. We would end up in a stronger person just winning the discussion because he's stronger and convincing that Giedrius now has to go to finish the project, but then he will be late to start another one. And as you may understand, this is a big problem in construction business. But thanks to Adizes, two project managers sat down, followed all the steps and the framework of Adizes discussions, and they managed to find a solution which was best for that time. Of course, it wasn't ideal, but it was the best one. What is nice here, and what we also noticed in this thing, is that the construction manager, the Giedrius, at that time he wasn't working based on all the Adizes methodology, because we did it step by step and we started from the office. And when he saw how this discussion and solving the problem happened, he was actually amazed, because this was fast, very clean, with not a lot of emotions, and decision was made very fast. So here I would like to quote Romas and what he likes to say about Adizes, because for me it's very nice saying. He likes to say that Adizes team is like a jar of pickles, because you just drop a fresh cucumber and it ferments very quickly. So this is what actually happened with Giedrius, because he wanted to get inside of this and to see how this is happening, how this is working. So we think that Adizes not only helps us make better, more civilized decisions, it also saves a lot of time and saves us from the possible risks which can happen in the future. And last but not least is what we can call the human side. I know that all of these I spoke about before also has a lot of human side, but here we would like to emphasize this psychological part. This is what we heard of in previous presentation, a lot about this part. And in Gilesta, that was very important, if not one of the most important parts. Because before Adizes, we saw that there are a lot of possibilities to ruin friendships inside the organization, because you imagine the growth, tensions grow together with the growth of the company, and it was difficult to remain being friends, to remain being close and making the decisions together. So we saw this part as also one of the very important part of Adizes as a solution for us, and it actually worked, because alongside so-called those hard changes, all these changes of structure, matrices of decisions, and so on, we also took psychological part very seriously, which means that all the employees, every single employee of the office did the personality test, which helped us to bring more synergy inside the team. Because before, of course, based on intuition and human decency, you do understand that every single person is different. You do understand that, but it's difficult to manage it. So now, when we have discussions, we do everything very methodically. I know I'm repeating this word a lot, but that's how it happens, and that's what actually works for us. Because as Šarūnas actually also, I will quote another owner, I cannot see him right now, but he says that Adizes is like the third voice in every single discussion. If there are two people, Adizes is like this invisible third voice which helps to lead the discussion, remembering all the personality types and all the things which we already have learned from the test and so from implementing this methodology. So, and of course, when we have to make some decisions, senior teams and something, we consciously try to involve people from different personality types, so they complement each other, and this actually works for us very well. And we see a huge change inside of a temperature of the team, that this thing, just understanding another person a little bit better and understanding how he is thinking, made a huge change. And to sum up, some numbers, some tangible results. So you saw some of them, but I just want to emphasize them because we are very happy about this. The revenue from 2023-2024 grew by 11.5%, and 24-25 it was plus 55%. Profitability, 3.1, and this year we are planning 7%. So all of this is because working according to the methodology of Adizes, we are able to save time. We are able not to lose focus, not to start speaking about one topic and end up speaking another topic without anyone noticing and making some decision which we didn't gather to make at that time. We have the processes, which is like a standard right now, because you saw different projects before when you see like, okay, now we are building this military unit, and we need to start building the concert hall. So imagine what's happening in the head, how, when, where, and how this thing happens. So thanks to Adizes, now we have the process, which is basically a standard. Doesn't matter what kind of project we get. We have the very exact steps which we follow, and this makes everything so much easier, faster, more efficient, and so on. So, and the last time, Adizes becomes a culture because one person ferments the other one. Thank you so much for your attention.
Thank you so much. It was brilliant presentation. And just to finalize this, I would like to invite very briefly for the last picture on the stage, Romas and Šarūnas, those who created, and don't forget your award. And also associates who've been working and still working, helping Gilesta to go. Zeki, Jurga, and myself, of course, so, these guys, they really made things happening, and the whole team who is also here, so they are really been burned, in that spirit. So, one quick picture. Okay, congratulations.